just gonna give a second to see who signs on. Oh, we have attendees. Okay, just give a second.
We have 2 right now.
Yeah.
Dennis and Laura. The third one just added. 4th one. Wow. I'll populate now.
Yep.
Oh, and if you noticed that Castle Manor Inn, their Corys, they sent me the wrong one, so they dropped off the right one. So I do have a set that is notarized. I don't know if you noticed that they weren't notarized in the packet.
And that's for when we get to the liquor license, we'll get to that. You
Yep.
can just confirm that then. All right, so I'm going to call this meeting of the Gloucester Licensing Board to order. Today is Tuesday, March 9th, 2021. It is 6:30 p.m. This meeting is being recorded by video and audio in accordance with the state open meeting law, consistent with the governor's orders, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and banning gatherings of not more than 25 people. This meeting will be conducted by remote participation. If you're calling in by phone, you can press *9 to request to speak. If you are watching on a computer or a device, there is a raise hand button that you can tap or press to request to speak. Please use either of these options during oral communications to be recognized to speak, or also while we are inquiring as to your license application. This Zoom meeting information is on the city, and a recording of this video will be available usually within 24 hours on the city website. So call to order. Allison, can you do attendance, please?
Mr. Lammern,
John Lamont, yes. Present.
Miss Prince,
Yes. So we are in order, and there are 2 of us of 3, and so therefore we have a quorum of the licensing board. Public comment. Is there any public comment to come before the board to speak on a matter that is not on the agenda? You can raise your hand or press *9. We have 14 attendees today, and I don't see anyone raising their hand for public comment. So we are going to go right into our first order of business, which is common victular. We have several applications on our agenda. I'm going to suggest that we do one motion, John, if that is okay with you.
Yeah, I had a couple. There's only
Yep.
one, so, but I'm completely fine with that.
Okay, so when we do the motion, we'll name all of them, and I can do the motion, or you can do the motion, whatever you feel comfortable with. But let's talk about questions first. There are many applicants here. But John, what is your question, and which application is it regarding?
Yeah, so Willow Rest, we don't have a copy of their DBA.
John, that was in the extra packet that I
was
sent
it?
you.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a couple of them in there. For 2 that were missing, I think it was George's and that one. They were both in the 3rd packet that we received.
Okay. All right. Then no food permit for the Cupboard of Gloucester.
And they are not open or here. They're in Georgia. They're in the process
Okay.
of
So,
getting it all done.
Yeah, that was my one question as well, John. They did say it's in our records. However, as we know, that's not.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
How we conduct our business. So we can do 2 things. We can either approve it subject to them complying with that,
Yeah,
or their inspections, or we can put it on the next agenda, either way, because they're not going to be open before the end of the month either. So I don't know what you feel comfortable. I know I don't have any questions on the others. The others were complete.
Yeah, the other ones were complete. That was kind of the only one. So it looks like we got everything. I mean, if they're not open, maybe we should just move them to the end of the month meeting.
Okay, Allison, did they say when they were coming back or when they intend to open?
They did not. I actually just gave the health department their contact information in Georgia, so she's going to send it to them there in hopes that they will get most of it done. They'll still need an inspection, though.
Yeah, they don't usually open until April, I think, so we have time.
Yeah.
So I feel comfortable taking this off the agenda then. If I knew they were open in a couple of weeks, we could do it subject to them providing the information, but because they're not here yet, why don't we take the Cupboard of Gloucester on 41 Howe Ave off?
Yep, that works for me.
Any motion to approve?
So
Okay,
I motion to approve the common victor license for number 1 Gloucester Buffet Inc., doing business as Midori Chinese, Japanese, at 3236 Washington Street, Cafe Bisco at 51 Main Street, Addison Gilbert Hospital, 298 Washington Street, Zappa Causeway Inc. At 78 Essex Ave, Destino Sub Shop at 129 Prospect Street, Sugar Magnolias at 112 Main Street, Common Crow Natural Health Inc. at 200 Eastern Ave, Spicker Holdings LLC, Tulsi, 33 River Road, Mike's Place, doing business at Mike's Place Pizza of Gloucester, 8 Riverdale Railroad Ave, Eden Restaurant Corp. doing business as Breakwater Roasters, Taj 4 Schoolhouse Road, Castle Matter Inc. LLC, 141 Essex Ave, Sharpa Foods LLC, doing business as Willow Rest, 1 Holly Street, D&D Food Services Inc., doing business as George's Restaurant, 178 Washington Street, Dyer's Long Beach Dairy and Restaurant Corp., doing business at Long Beach Dairy Made at 147 Thatcher Road, Dyer's Long Beach Dairy and Restaurant Corp., doing business as Surfside Subs, 147 Thatcher Road, and Good Harbor Beach Corp., 1 Salt Island Road.
okay, John, did you say Smicker's Holdings LLC, Tilly's?
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it, so I just want to make sure that was included.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure did.
So we have a motion on the table for all the common victual licenses. I am going to second that motion. Sergeant Connors, I'm going to ask, I mean, these are just common victual licenses that don't involve alcohol, but I'm just, I mean, most of them don't. Some of them do, but do you have any concerns?
No objections with the common victual license.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion, John?
No.
Okay, great. Allison, can you do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Lammery,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes. So the vote carries. Next order of business is lodging house license. Neil Henschel, Magnolia Lodging House, located at 212 Hesperus Ave.
So Melissa, similarly, I didn't see any issues with the lodging licenses.
Mhm.
So I don't know if we want to do a blanket approval with those also, unless you got something.
Yeah, no, I had a couple questions. If they're here, were they invited here? Or did we not
Yes.
invite them?
no, they were invited and they were told to attend. If
Oh, I
they
see a
could
Neil
raise, if
I
they
see a
could
Neil
raise their
H.
hand, that might be easier. Okay. I'll bring them in. See, they move around on me
Yeah,
when
he
I
has
move
his
them.
hand, yeah.
Perfect.
John, I prefer to do these separately. I mean, there's only
Okay.
4 of them.
Yep.
So just to have the conversation on the record.
Nope, absolutely. That's fine with me too.
So it looks like we have Neil H. here with us tonight. Can you unmute yourself and state your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, Neil Henschel. 82 Paddock Lane, North Andover is my home address. And it's for 212 Hesperus Ave in Gloucester.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Sure.
So we looked through your application, and can you just tell me how long you've been in business here at this lodging?
Myself and my wife have owned it since September of 2015.
Okay.
And my parents owned it previous to us under the same arrangement since 1984.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. John, did you have any questions?
No, I didn't see anything on the license, on the application at all.
Okay.
It all looked good to me.
Thank you. So my only one question is, are there any changes from last year? Are you operating exactly the same?
We are operating exactly the same.
Perfect. Okay, I don't have any other questions, so I'll put forward a motion to approve the lodging house license for Magnolia Lodging House located at 212 Hesperus Ave, Gloucester, Mass.
Second?
Any further discussion?
No?
Roll call vote?
Mr. Lammery,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes. Excellent, thank you. Next order of business is Topside Realty Trust, 18 to 26 Hancock Street. That's in Gloucester. Do we have anyone Dennis has raised his hand.
Just bear with me.
Yeah, that's okay. Take your time.
So we have Dennis and Doug. I'll bring them both. Would you like me to bring them both
Yeah,
in? Or
you can
just
bring
one?
them both, but yeah.
Would you like me to allow them to talk or bring them forward? Do you have a preference?
They can let them talk. You can stop them from talking, correct, if we needed to? Not that we-
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, the other way I cannot.
okay, yeah. So whatever way we have control of the meeting, that's how I was told to have them put
Perfect.
forward. So Dennis and Doug Dennis, can you say your name and address for the record, and then Doug will go afterwards?
You want me to, Doug?
Yeah, my father's computer just went down, so
Okay.
I
I'm
have him
having
on
problems tonight,
speakerphone.
so I can relate to that in every way you know.
So I have him on speakerphone here, and I'm on board here. So
Okay, great. So, what was your address again?
my home address
Yeah, yeah.
is 493 Essex Ave. His is 9 Kirk Road in Gloucester.
Okay, thank you. Now, how long has this business been in the family for a lodging house? I know it's been a while, but I'm just curious.
30 years.
How long?
About 30 years.
30 years. Okay, great. Thank you. And who is responsible for managing it now? Is it Doug or Dennis?
Both of us.
Or both?
We both do.
Okay, because I just wanted to have a good understanding of how the business is managed and who is the contact person.
Yeah, the main contact is Dennis.
Dennis, okay. And how many tenants do you have in there right now?
18 tenants.
18? Wow. Okay, great. John, do you have any questions?
No, I was happy with the application.
Okay, and are there any changes from the way that you're managing this property from last year?
No, none.
No.
Excellent. Sergeant Connors, do you have any questions or concerns for Topside Realty Trust?
No, I'm familiar with the location and no objections.
Great, thank you. Okay. So I will do a motion to approve the lodging house license for Topside Realty Trust, 18 to 26 Hancock Street, Gloucester, Mass.
Second?
Any further discussion?
No?
No. Roll call vote, Allison?
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes, thank you. That motion carries. That license shall issue. Next order of business is Castle Manor Inn LLC, 141 Essex Ave. Thank you, Doug and Dennis. I appreciate your responses to my questions.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we have Laura raising her hand.
Hi,
Hi, Laura. Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
so I have Laura and Don Baker here, Castle Manor Inn, located at 141 Essex Avenue.
Great, thank you. John, do you have any questions?
The only thing I didn't see, and maybe it's in this additional packet, was the signature, the sign off.
Yeah, the permits, right? The sign off on the permits?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask for too. So I don't know if they were submitted.
In the years past, the inspectors come out and I just give it to them to sign. That's the only piece of, I know with the pandemic, it's been a little bit different, but typically they come out, I retain that and they come and sign it at the facility.
Have you made arrangements for them to come out because they've been signing off on others?
Okay, I paid the fees. I've done the application last week. I talked to people and they said that would probably be on after this March 17th.
Okay, are you open as a facility right now or is this seasonal?
We're seasonal.
Okay, so when is your opening day?
April 28th.
Okay, so you have some time then.
Yeah.
Great.
But I
And-
will get it scheduled ASAP. Because I know when they do their tours, they just line us all up.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And what is your capacity at Castle Manor?
We have 26 bedrooms. We house about 70 people on an overnight basis.
And you go from April to till through the fall?
Usually end of November.
Okay, great.
The lodging house license is for just the main inn, which has 10 rooms. And we have a motel, hotel thing done in June.
Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate the explanation. Okay, and any changes from last year, or do you plan on, or the year before, I should say, because I don't know how much business was done last
Yeah, we
year.
hope it's much better this year, but no changes.
Okay, great. We're wishing the same for you as well. Okay, John, if you don't have any more questions, I'll do a motion to approve the lodging house license for Castle Manor Inn LLC located at 141 Essex Ave, subject to obtaining their permits.
Second.
Any further discussion?
No.
Sergeant Connors, any concerns with Castle Manor Inn?
No, we've had no issues there whatsoever.
Great, thank you. Allison, roll call vote?
Uh,
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince.
Yes. So that motion carries. That license will issue when the permits are received with their signatures. So you can just bring those or forward those to Allison, the licensing board clerk, when they're obtained, and then your license will be given to you after those are received, okay?
Will do.
Do you have any further questions or any questions?
I'm all set, thank you.
Thank you very much. Next order of business is Dyer Good Harbor Beach Inn, 1 Salt Island Road. Is there anyone here from Salt Island Road?
Yes, Dennis Dyer.
Oh,
Hello,
he must
Mr.
have been the
Dyer.
dentist we brought in earlier.
Okay,
Can you hear
Sorry.
me? I don't know if, can you hear me okay?
we can
Oh,
hear you. Thank you. Can you state your address for the record, please?
1 Kitson Park Drive in Lexington.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this facility, tell me about your inn. How long have you been in business?
I've been there 15 years
Wow. Okay.
and, you know, I always look forward to it. I bought a house right near there because I want to move up there full time soon.
Oh, excellent. And how many, what's your capacity at that inn?
17 rooms.
That's great. And have you made any changes from last year, or I should say the year before, or are you planning on doing business the same?
Oh, everything's the same.
Okay. John, do you have any questions?
So the only thing, I didn't see a sign off.
So have you received your inspections yet?
No, I'm going to be doing that like in the next week or so.
Okay, and when do you open?
Not till April 1st.
Okay, so you have time as well. So I will do a motion to approve the lodging house license for Dyer Good Harbor Beach Inn located at 1 Salt Island Road in Gloucester, subject to the licensing board receiving the sign-offs for the inspections.
Second.
Any further discussion?
No.
Sergeant Connors, any concerns?
No, we've had no issues over there at Salt Island
Thank
with
you.
them.
Allison, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince.
Yes. So Dennis, that license will issue as soon as we receive your permits.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Good
You're
luck.
welcome. Best of luck this summer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Be very busy. Get
I
prepared.
hope so.
Gonna be too busy.
Okay, thank you.
Line's gonna be up the rotary. I can see it now. Next order of business is entertainment. The first order of business was Rumline. They have asked to be put on the next agenda for our next meeting at the end of March. So we will go to Tavern Corp., DBA Tavern on the Harbor, 30 Western Ave. I believe Pat McLaughlin is
Patrick
here.
is waived.
Yes,
Madam Chair,
yes.
there is someone from Midori that's had their hand up for a while. Do you want to address them when it's their turn, or
Yeah,
I think they're all done, aren't they?
Midori?
Oh, no, there they are. Yeah, for the seasonal renewal.
Okay.
so let's do Tavern and then we can go to Midori after. So we'll bring in Pat.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
How are
Hi,
you guys tonight?
We're good.
Very
Good
good,
to
thank
hear.
you. Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Certainly, it's Patrick McLaughlin, 30 Weston Ave, Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Thank you, Pat, for joining us tonight. So we start with you tonight with your entertainment license. So tell me what you're planning at the tavern this year. I'm excited to hear this.
Well, obviously, we're still trying to do the venues and events, so we want to have the entertainment license to do all typical entertainments for weddings. You know, either a DJ or a small band. You know, so we're just basically trying to do, you know, stay in compliance with what the town wants, but still have the entertainment for, you know, for the bride and so forth.
So you're specifically seeking, well, primarily seeking entertainment for the function part of the business, correct?
Yes. However, we do want to bring in, you know, maybe a small band, you know, during the nights that we're operating open to the public as well, you know, so we don't want to kind of tie our hands on that, you know.
Yep, no, exactly. So a couple things, unless, John, do you want to go first?
I think the only thing I had, Patrick, I think that we talked last time, you thought about extending the deck outdoors. Do you intend to do any type of outdoor music?
We do not this year. We are talking about extending the deck. You know, the owner wants to do it relatively quick. You know, I'm hoping at least by the end of the summer that we could have it, so we have it for the fall and the colder weather. But we don't plan on having music outside at the moment.
Great. That's all I had, Melissa.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, John, because I might have missed something, but I didn't see page 2 of the application where they check everything off on the type of entertainment they're having. So I don't know if it was just not scanned or if it was not provided. So Pat, do you remember filling out 2 or 3 pages for the entertainment application?
I did, and I don't see it in the back of my copy either, so I might not have provided it to you. However, I checked virtually everything off.
As yes or no?
As yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It was a yes or no. Just because I want to be open to anything else, anything that the city allows. And obviously, there was some questions on nudity and stuff like that. And obviously, we won't be doing anything along those lines whatsoever.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
he did submit a second page.
Okay.
And it just didn't scan right.
Okay, I figured that. That happens to me a lot at work.
Apologies.
That's why I know to ask. Thank you. And then, so Patrick, you are in the knowledge of knowing that right now, even though the governor said that there is entertainment, I believe singers and instruments that you blow into are still forbidden. So are you keeping up with the COVID regulations while this moves forward? I mean, I'm hoping, it's going to change again in a couple of weeks, and I'm hoping that more will be allowed. But as of right now, the entertainment's limited. So
yeah, my understanding was we were asking as if COVID wasn't around, and we're going to be fully compliant, you know, with any COVID regulation that is currently intact at the time.
Okay. And then my next concern is I noticed on the page that I saw you were asking for entertainment till 1 a.m.
Yeah, I don't have a history to look at here, just because the paperwork is lacking, and I wasn't sure what a typical answer was at, so I just put a bar closing time or the event closing time. I'm fully happy to yield to whatever is the norm for the town on all dates that I requested.
So I would say, and I'm just one person, and John can chime in with how he feels as well after. Last call is at 12:30. Most entertainment is done in Gloucester by 12:30.
Okay.
Particularly if you can hear it from outside and there's neighbors. So I know I would have concerns about entertainment after 12:30. I know that's usually when lights go on, last call, time to leave. So I am of the opinion that entertainment should be over at 12:30 as well.
I'm happy to modify that if this is something we can do in the meeting here.
John, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I think 12, I like being consistent across, the city. So I think 12:30 should be the cutoff time. There has been music in that building in many years. So I think we got to be respectful of the area that they are in.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Sergeant Connors, it's my understanding they're all supposed to be off premises by 1, and on a busy summer day, officers sometimes go to establishments to make sure, correct?
That's correct. The majority of the establishments, everything's shut down. All music is shut down by 12:30. Everyone's off the premises by 1.
Excellent. So,
Yeah, I'm
Patrick-
happy to comply with that.
Okay. So, because we put the times on the license. So I would just say on your license that there's to be no entertainment after 12:30 a.m.
Okay, perfect.
And did you apply for a Sunday?
I did not,
Okay.
I don't want to bite off more than I can chew right now. If we do get a wedding on a Sunday, then I'll visit that at that point.
Okay. I mean, just know that we only can recommend to the mayor for Sunday. We don't make the final decision, she does. But
Yes, I understand that. I seen
But
that.
as a function hall, I would think that you'd want to be able to have entertainment on Sundays at some point, even if it's during the day.
Right,
You know, people doing funerals or other gatherings that go on sometimes during the day on Sunday. It's just something for you to think about, because when we make a recommendation, it goes to the mayor, you don't always get your answer right away.
right.
So if it would be a shame that if you had the opportunity to take on a function, but yet didn't have that ability to have entertainment. So it might be something you want to think about sooner than later from experience.
Okay, all right. I appreciate that advice.
So knowing we have page 2 on the record, you're okay with 12:30. Entertainment is not outside, it is only inside.
Correct.
I can make a motion to approve entertainment under those terms for the Tavern Corp. DBA Tavern on the Harbor at 30 Western Ave.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Is there any further clarification?
No, Madam Chair.
Allison, do you understand that this license, if issued, will be until 12:30?
Yes, I have that it is inside only, ending at 12:30,
Excellent.
Monday through Saturday.
Yes. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes. Excellent. So Patrick, you now have an entertainment license.
Well, that's great. I'm excited.
Me too. Okay, we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Okay,
Moving on, Castle Manor Inc. LLC, 141 Essex Ave for an entertainment license. I believe we have Laura. Oh, you know what? Before we go on, Midori, can we bring Midori, the person listed as Midori in? Hello?
Hi,
Hi, can I help you?
how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, this Midori. Hi, John.
How you doing?
I'm good. How's everybody? Okay,
We're great.
good. Yes,
What can
ma'am.
we do for you tonight?
Nothing. I just I asked Allison this afternoon about regarding the meeting, and
Okay,
then now I joined the meeting. Maybe you have some question or something, or I have no clue.
I don't believe we have any questions. You were first on the list and we approved your common victual license. That's what you were here for tonight, correct?
Right, exactly.
no, Madam Chair, he's here for his liquor license as well, so he
Yes,
needs
it's
to.
seasonal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the seasonal alcohol
Oh,
license.
seasonal, I see it.
We
Yep.
just haven't gotten to you yet.
Okay, so we're gonna talk to you in a little while. We got some business to do first, okay?
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Okay, back to Laura.
I'm here.
Thank you. So your entertainment, can you tell me about what type of entertainment you wanted to do outside on your deck and how close are your neighbors and have you done this before?
Yes, we have had entertainment since we opened. This is our 10th season. We do entertainment Wednesday through Saturday with a license till 11 p.m. and Sunday till 10. But we are a fine mix of an inn, restaurant, and function facility. So I can't really, I don't even on Friday and Saturday, I shut the music by 10:30 because I have to have that nice feeling between my inn and my functions.
Okay. So you're looking no later than 11 on
Correct.
weekdays and then 10 on Sunday?
Correct.
And what type of entertainment have you had outside?
Primarily DJs or small bands up to 4 pieces.
And have you had any complaints from any neighbors or anything in the past years?
The only complaints we've had is from the Heights of Cape Ann, which is above us, up the hill. And they usually call exactly when the music's supposed to shut off. So I shut off my music at 10:30, not 11, even though the license says 11. So they call usually on Saturday at 10:30 to say, at 10:28, shut off the music. And I said, it is shutting off in 1 minute. It's 10:28.
Is this the same person or is it several complaints?
Well, the manager, I'm not sure who the call is from because a lot of times, well, not a lot, maybe 2 or 3 times this summer, they will call. And the police have come over and talked to us and said, the volume's fine. What's your license to? And we said, 10:30, we shut off music, even though our license is 11, it'll be shut off in 10 minutes. And they said, fine.
Okay. Sergeant Connors, do you have any conversation to add to this?
Yeah, so as far as the Manor Inn, it's exactly what they just said. There's been some calls for service there, but not at something that would coming. And they're within their limits, and the officers that have gone over there have found that the noise was not excessive. So and they're still within their time limits. Actually, as she said, they actually shut it down early. So I don't foresee it being an issue. It really hasn't been an issue. We've dealt with a lot bigger issues in the city as far as music, if you know what I mean. And this is certainly.
Okay.
Yeah, Madam Chair, there's
Go
nothing,
ahead, John.
nothing ever has come to us on the board
Right.
regarding them music. So
Okay. So I mean, I've only been here a year and a half, so but that's helpful to know.
and they're just missing the signatures, but I'm assuming that they'll get that done when they get their common vics also taken care of.
Yes.
Okay. So Laura, what are you planning on having entertainment every night, or is this for functions, or?
So we don't.
You don't know yet?
Really have had entertainment for a I don't think we've ever had entertainment for a non-function event.
Okay.
Traditionally, we do 1 entertainment per week because we're a facility that encourages a family to come on Friday and stay till Sunday. So we traditionally have the same group the whole weekend. Occasionally, we'd have a small wedding on a Friday with music and maybe on a Sunday afternoon, if it's 2 smaller events. So I would say the most we have it is twice per week.
Okay. All right. John, do you have any further questions?
No, Madam Chair.
I'll move that we approve an entertainment license for Castle Manor Inn LLC, 141 Essex Ave, for Wednesday through Saturday until 11 p.m. and Sunday until 10 p.m., subject to getting their required signatures.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote, Allison?
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince.
Yes. So Laura, you can stay with us because we're going to move right on to Sunday entertainment.
Perfect.
So you're looking for 10:30 to 2 p.m. to 10. Can you explain the hours for me? I read it an hour ago, but I forgot.
So sometimes on a Sunday, we would have a wedding earlier, maybe a 1 o'clock ceremony and a 2 to 6 event.
Okay.
So we could potentially have music from 1:30 to 6. Sometimes our ceremony is at 3 or 3:30, so we could have music from 5 to 9. I very rarely have music past 9 on a Sunday because again, I need to keep my in guests as happy as my function guests. So there's a fine line where we can push music at our property.
So are you asking for 10:30 to 10?
Oh, no. Is it say 10:30 a.m.?
I don't know what it says, to be honest with you. I couldn't remember, and I knew that it looked a little
I believe it's,
scribbly to me.
here, I can pull out the sheet, but I believe it's either 2 to 10 or 12 to 10.
It's 2 to 10 on the
Sunday,
license from April 24th till October 31st. I think that might be
perfect.
the dates.
Okay, and you said, so if there's entertainment going on a Sunday, it's most likely because of a function, not because you're just having entertainment.
Because we're having a wedding on that
Okay.
day. And on the application, it does say 2 PM to 10 on Sunday.
Thank you. So I will make a motion to make a recommendation to the mayor to approve a Sunday entertainment license for Castle Manor Inn LLC, 141 Essex Ave for Sunday from 2 PM to 10 PM.
A second.
Function.
Second.
Any further discussion?
No.
Roll call vote, Allison?
Madam Chair, excuse me if I'm overstepping,
Yep.
but
Nope.
in her notes, she said that she did Sundays at 1:30, but now she's saying 2. So I just want to confirm that she's not going to be having entertainment at 1:30 like she had just said.
That's fine. 2 PM is fine.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. This is
So,
important.
Mr. Lamoureux
Yes.
and Miss Prince.
Yes. Okay, Laura, so we'll make a recommendation to the mayor and you will hear on that decision from that office or from Allison through that office.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any further questions for us?
No questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing you in a few minutes on the end of the agenda.
Okay.
Seasonal package store wine only license renewal. Laura Lee, DBA The Cave, 44 Main Street. I believe we have Laura with us.
Yep, she's there.
Hi, Laura. Can you unmute and state your name and address for the record, please?
Hi, Laura Lee, 92, personal address, 92 Main Street, Gloucester.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So hopefully this year is a better year for all of us. I'll start off with that. I really truly believe that downtown is going to be very busy.
I do too.
So I see we have your application. I know you've been in business for many years. You're not making any changes to your application in the way you've done business, correct?
Nope, same.
One thing that I saw was that you responded that you are the only employee. Do you intend to stay that way?
Not if I can help it. I'd like to think that I'd have the reason to bring another employee or two. During the fourth quarter, I usually had 3 or 4. Obviously last year was a game changer for everybody. So
yeah.
I'd like to think that I'd at least have 1/2 employees at the beginning of September. I'm kind of taking the wait and see. The summer makes me a little, I think the summertime is going to be the real test for everybody, because obviously we've been in hibernation for a year. So I'm very encouraged and positive and optimistic, but no, I really do not want to be the only employee.
Okay. I'm only asking for the workers' compensation insurance requirement, and I know the governor made a provision to waive that requirement, knowing that a lot of businesses don't have employees right now, such as you. But in case that you do take on some employees, we'll just have to fulfill that requirement.
Thank you for bringing it up. I appreciate it.
And what are your operating hours going to be?
Well, right now they're a little stagnant. So
What
right
would you
now it's
like-
just
What do you
Wednesday.
like them to be? Like, what would you like the fullest maximum hours of your operation? Knowing that
Monday through Sunday. My normal hours of business have been Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sundays, quote unquote, by chance. And that's just a matter of if it's a seasonal weekend or if the weather is conducive. Sundays are always kind of just a by chance, but generally Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
How about we make it easier and just write the full week, 10 through 5? And if you choose not to be open on Sundays, that's your choice.
That sounds good.
That way, I don't know that we put by chance on a license.
No, I don't
So-
think so. I don't think so.
And I mean, you can ask for Monday as well in case you decide to open but choose not to be, you know what I mean? We just want the
That's-
hours of operation on your license of
Yep.
when you would want to operate.
Thank you. No, that's a really good point. Thank you, Melissa.
So we'll just say every day from 10 to 5. You don't want to
Yep.
be open after 5 PM?
Perfect, perfect. Well, I mean, obviously I'm going to be for events like block parties and blah, 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 but no, it's 10 to 5.
Okay. Block parties, do we give them a special license?
Block parties?
I'm looking at John when I asked this because I've only done
Oh.
one because they didn't have them last year.
We didn't have it last year. I want to say it's covered under the, I guess, the request from the city to allow the block parties.
Okay.
But I don't, that's, 2019 that happened, so.
Can I
Yeah.
answer?
Yes. Oh, Allison. of
Oh, there you
course.
go.
What was I thinking?
So that technically covers them serving outside, but they should, if they're going to be serving on certain days later, say a holiday or a block party,
special event.
they should have those in their everyday hours. Is how we've
Okay,
done in the
Clara,
past.
so we have to expand your hours. We don't have to be open. It's just us keeping records of when your license is able to be used.
Exactly.
So when you have a block party, or some special event comes up, how late do you stay open?
I
mean, we
don't
could just- we
usually,
can
I don't usually stay open after 8. It's pretty much, I mean, because we're just a different kind of business. It's not a
Yep.
restaurant. So yeah, 8
So
o'clock.
if it's a busy block party and there's 150 or 200 or 300 people downtown on a Saturday night at 9:30, do you have a desire to be open?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
It's just not conducive to what we are, because if we were a different business, but the way we operate is you take it away. So you have a bottle of wine in your bag and no one wants to babysit that. Or you have a piece of cheese that's gonna spoil and no one wants to babysit that. So if you're out for a night on a block party and you've come downtown at like 6:30 and you're walking up and down the street and then you have this bag on your arm that has cheese and wine in it and you like, oh God, we got to bring this back to the car. If it's August and it's 85 degrees, it's gonna probably spoil. So I've realized over the years that our business is okay on a block party to a point,
Yeah.
but because we sell such perishable or breakable things, it's more block parties and more of a restaurant business. It's more of a restaurant gaiety kind of thing, or a shop that sells tangible like trinkets and memorabilia. But my stuff is just too perishable or breakable. So I know that over the years, I've had so many people that have come in, not to belabor the point, but I've had so many people that have come in and good intentions and they buy a lot of stuff and they're like, is there any way you can hold it here and I'll come back for it? And they never come back for it because they're having the best time of their life, because they're watching the stilt walkers and they're listening to bands and they're going out to a dining. So I realized that I'm kind of in the same ballpark as like Bishko and Virgilio's, where we're kind of more of a day business as opposed to a night business, if that makes
Okay.
any sense.
So we'll just say, how about Monday through Sunday, 10 to 8? That
Perfect.
covers everything.
That sounds perfect.
So I move that we approve the seasonal package store wine only license renewal for Laura Lee DBA The Cape, 44 Main Street, with hours of operation Monday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Just thank you for permitting my chatter. And your time.
Good to talk to people. We haven't been out and about in a long time. Allison, roll call vote?
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes. Hey, Laura, do you have any questions for us?
I don't. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Well,
Jen.
best of luck. I expect to see you very busy this summer.
I do too. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Next order of business is seasonal package store wine and malt beverage license renewal, Common Crow Natural Health, Inc., located at 200 Eastern Ave. And Sergeant Connors, I didn't ask you, but I'm just going to assume, which is kind of scary, that you didn't have any issues with
There are no issues. No, there were no issues.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries. No.
Okay, so who do we have present for Common Crow Natural Health? Can you unmute and state your name and address for the record? I believe you're on a phone. You might have to push *9. Whoever has their hand up, they are muted. So you need to push *9 on your phone so that we can hear you.
They keep raising their hand though.
Yeah, but, so we can't hear you. I don't know if you can get on a computer and zoom in or,
Oh, there we go.
wait, hello? Whoever's on the phone, I think you unmuted. Can you speak?
I am speaking. Can you hear me?
Hi, we can hear you now.
Hi.
Hi,
Sorry about that.
that's okay. Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Yeah, Kate Noonan, 12 Dorset Drive, Gloucester.
Thank you. And you are owner of the Common Crow?
Yeah,
Thank you for joining us tonight.
sure. You guys run a great meeting.
Oh, thanks. Wait till we're back in person. It's going to be better. At least after the meeting.
I don't know. This is pretty awesome. I just had dinner.
We're the entertainment tonight.
Yeah.
So tell me about your business. I know you've had your license for a couple of years now. How's everything going at the Common Crow?
Really great. Yeah, it's been a not a huge department, but a nice, it just really rounds out what we do. The customers appreciate it. We grew quite a bit this year, and I have to just say thank you for the extension. It was really, it just felt great to be seen and be supported as a local business.
Yeah, we're trying to do everything we can, knowing it's a struggle, but whatever abilities we have to make it better, we're trying.
Yeah, it's felt. Thank you.
Yeah. But I hear great things about Common Crow,
Oh,
so
good.
that's good. I don't get out too
Thank
often,
you.
especially over there, but I'm hearing great things about how your store is managed and things like that. You're doing a great job over there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
John, do you have any questions? I don't have any questions.
No, application was perfect, so thank you.
So Laura, can you just, no, sorry. Can you just, I said Laura because I'm looking at the name Laura. Can you just confirm your hours of operation that you'd like to be open at your fullest capacity?
Yeah, 8 to 8, 7 days.
8 to 8. Thank you. Okay, so I am going to make a motion to approve the seasonal package store wine and malt beverage license renewal for Common Crow Natural Health, Inc., located at 200 Eastern Ave, with the operating hours of 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Sunday.
Second,
So we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
no, ma'am.
No. Roll call, Allison?
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince.
Yes. Okay, so that license will be renewed. So just
Awesome,
go
thank
to,
you.
I think probably because the seasonal has been open year round this year, just know that after April 1st, any alcohol you order has to be from this new license that you're getting. Currently, right now, you're
Right.
operating under the old one, but this one will go into effect April 1st.
Oh, it will go in April 1st,
Yes.
not the 15th, so I don't have to stop.
Oh, wait, is it April 15th? I thought it was April 1st.
April.
Allison,
It's April 1st.
it's April 1st. Yeah, I thought so. It's
Yeah.
January 15th through April 1st, right?
Yeah.
That's the downtime, yeah. So as of April 1st, you'll order off of this license that you're getting tonight.
Okay, I just, we always had to start April 15th. So is this different this year? Because it
No.
was a
Nope.
3-month hiatus.
Yeah, it's from January 15th through April 1st is the hiatus.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fabulous news. So we don't have to stop at all. I've been really, clearing out my inventory. Awesome.
Okay.
My
Just need a
department is
couple
winning in growth. All right. Well, have a good night, you guys.
You
Thank
too.
you. You as well.
Thank you. Bye.
Next order of business is seasonal restaurant. Oh, Sergeant Connors.
Yeah, no,
We
no
don't have any
issues
issues
there.
at Common Core, right?
that's a great spot. There's no issues. We've had no
Yeah.
problems with it whatsoever. The
Excellent.
only issue we had was
Yeah, I saw it on
the
Facebook.
mask person, but that had nothing to do with the store.
The what?
That had nothing to do with the Common Crow. They just didn't want someone in with the mask and
Yes.
rightly so. And it was handled. But that, as far as the place, it's run very well, and we have no issues or complaints there.
Thank you. Seasonal restaurant wine and malt beverages with cordials liquor license renewal. Smickers Holden LLC, Talese at 33 River Road. Joshua Smith.
Hi.
Hi, Joshua.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Yep, it's Joshua Smith, 13 Marchant Street in Gloucester.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. I'm here with my wife, Ariel, as well.
Hi, Ariel. Thank you for joining. So how was your year last year?
It was it was interesting. I think probably all considering we did our best and here we are. So I think we made a lot of great friendships with the neighborhood, and
That was my next question. Good.
yeah, and I
Mine
think
too.
and with that, I think we did we had actually, I think in that in light of everything, that the neighborhood was like one of the biggest supporters of our restaurant last year. So it was awesome.
Great. So you kept busy?
Yeah.
How was the parking?
You can take that one.
Parking is always an issue, especially
Yeah.
kind of found with last year, there were what the neighborhood told us were a lot more boaters. So there were
Okay.
a lot of people getting dropped off and parking in Annisquam and then, using the marina to get picked up and go to Winger Chic, but that didn't have anything to do with us. So we
Right.
just always tried to communicate to everybody who had a reservation with us to, account for, try to come a little bit early and do their best to try to drive around the neighborhood. But for the most part, we didn't have any big issues with it. We just made it clear to look out for residential neighborhoods and
Not block driveways.
not block driveways.
Good. And any issues? I know there was a neighbor that's very close across the street. How is that relationship?
She's great. Honestly, we kept up with the monthly meetings and we communicated as much as we could, and we're still in touch with them. We're sending emails and with our hours, and whenever we changed anything, we let them know.
Okay.
And they communicated with us too if there was ever an issue, and we just tried to keep it as open as we possibly could. And I think as far as we know, we all did pretty well together.
Yeah.
And-
Sorry, go ahead.
And what hours are you looking to operate this year? That would be the operation of the sales of liquor.
I think it's all the same. We're Wednesday through Sunday, dinner 5 to 9:30, Saturday, Sunday brunch, 10 to 2. However, we know we can't start serving alcohol until
10, I believe, right?
Yeah, we're actually going to confirm that again tonight because there's an issue there. But yes, it's 10 a.m.
yeah. So yeah, I mean the same. We're not looking to expand or anything as far as the hours that we're open.
We have a Bud Riss that's raising his hand. If he's here for this matter, we can allow him to speak.
Oh, we have a second one, Janet.
And Janet, I believe these may be neighbors.
Yeah, they're both our neighbors.
Okay.
Hi there.
So let's just hear from them. Hello, can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Yeah, this is Bud Riss at 44 River Road. And
Thank you.
I just want to echo what you already heard from Josh and Ariel. We really welcome them in the neighborhood. We ate too much food and spent too much money there, but they've been a really nice addition to our neighborhood, and I'm really pleased. We established good communication with them. And we want to keep that up going forward. They've been very open to feedback from us, which has been very helpful. And I'm delighted to hear they're going to do Wednesday to Sunday again. I think that works very nicely for us and gives us a couple days off in between.
Break. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, there's a couple more waves in there.
Yeah, I actually recognize the name. So we have Janet McAvaney and Barbara Miller Pagnotti. If we could promote them, Allison, that would be great. So let's start with Janet. Janet, can you unmute yourself and state your name and address for the record, please?
Sure. My name is Janet McAvaney, and I live at 32 River Road. I'm a aforementioned neighbor.
Well,
I would just like to say that after our last meeting, our last time we met, which I think was the 30th of last year of this March, we did reach out to the Smiths, and we started with the meeting on the 15th of June in my backyard, and 7 of us were in attendance, and Ariel was there along with her sister. And we went over a list of our concerns, which is basically the same. It's basically the same list that we did with Amelia and that group, and also the list that was contained in Attorney Fine's business plan that you requested last year.
Yep.
So, I mean, some of it is irrelevant at this point, but it's just a kind of a running list. And so I just want to say that I think the Smiths and their staff have been very responsible and very respectful to the neighbors and to the community. And they did their best to solve problems and address the issues that we had spoken about at the meeting.
Okay.
And also that some of the issues are beyond them, and even some of those they managed to solve. I'm not sure how they did it, but they persuaded the landlord, I think, on certain things.
Excellent.
So, and we had that one meeting. We never did have another meeting. I think I got the impression Ariel prefers, and she has a busy schedule, to communicate through emails, which she did.
But we also have COVID going on and lack of gathering abilities too.
Yeah,
so
that's
it
why
was
we
a
met
tough
in
year
my
for-
backyard. It's pretty good size, and we met.
Mhm.
So yes, they've done a good job. They've
Okay.
managed to spruce the place up as best they can. That I'm delighted. I can't tell you how delighted I am to hear what their hours are going to be this year. It makes all the difference. Having a couple of days, nights where it's quiet and peaceful, and also it reduces the number of trucks and traffic during the day that come in. So that's really good news. And also that was one of the biggest. The other issue I just wanted to talk about was that for the 10 years while the license has been at that location, it was prohibited to serve liquor and food on what I call the deck, the side deck.
Mhm.
That was a temporarily released last year, so they would have enough space to operate to some degree. And I just would hope that once they were back into normal operation, that it would go back to the way it was before, that the food and drinks would be served only in the dining room and the porch.
So Janet, let me say this. So that is a city ordinance as well, and that city ordinance has been expanded by
Yeah.
the city council to expire in December of this year.
Yeah.
So businesses who took advantage of that opportunity during last year, while the governor is declaring a pandemic, they have that opportunity again as well this year. because we don't know when restaurants will be going back to full capacity. That has not been.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I
managed yet.
saw that in, that was passed in the city. But I just want to put it on the table as something that I hope that it will go back the other
When
way.
life goes back to normal.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
and
Thank you
also-
so much for joining us tonight. We have Barbara Miller Pagnotti who would like to speak as well.
Hello.
Hi, Barbara. Can you say your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, Barbara Miller Pagnotti.
Thank you. Welcome.
Do we get an address?
Yes, an address for you, Barbara.
She's muted.
Barbara, you need to unmute your phone. You might have muted by accident.
Hello, can you
There
hear
we
me?
go.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Barbara,
did
can you give
unmute.
us your- give us
36
your-
River Road, Gloucester.
Perfect. Thank you.
I just want to echo the sentiments of the two other attendees, Bud and Janet. They have done a fabulous job to integrate into the neighborhood and to take care of all our concerns, and we have a wonderful working relationship. I do want to just second about Janet on the deck. I think that is, we understand the expansion, and we hope that when we get back to some normal, whatever our new Abbey normal is, that it will go back to inside dining and deck only. The other thing is that we did not get a chance to talk about with Joshua and Ariel at the end of the season was that the music was a bit loud on the deck. And I understand, it was the end of the season, but I think we just need to be respectful of that going forward. And the other thing, we do have some issues with the dumpster, and that we will take up with Ariel and Josh and hopefully get some input with them to take up with the landlord. And I think other than that, the parking was really well. I did have some issues. I did have to call the police a couple of times, I think. Again, we're hoping to get the signage properly on the street across from my house that says no parking at all on the left-hand side of the street so that we won't have any issues. And we are working on with the DPW on that. So I just want to say thank you for your time this evening. And we really appreciate the Talise Restaurant, having them in the neighborhood, and we continue to work on our partnership and relationship going forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Barbara, Janet, what was raised before was the trucks idling. Was that an issue? Again,
no.
summer?
Am I on? Yeah, no, that improved a great deal.
Okay.
And I think that the Smiths did a good job in monitoring that. And I think also teaching and the truck drivers, where to park and not to idle, etc. It was vast improvement.
Okay. And then the other thing that you were concerned with was, after hours when the restaurant's closed. the
Oh,
staff
yeah.
Leaving.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That has also been a great improvement because they basically, the lights are out most nights at 10:30, so that cuts out that whole late night noise that went till 12 o'clock. People on the street and talking and the staff leaving. The kitchen, I understand, is much quieter. I don't hear that from this. No, it has a vast improvement.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to us. Approved.
Of course. So back to Joshua. I can't remember because the conversations are commingling with me now, but were you planning to do any sound improvement on the inside? I don't know if you've had the opportunity to do anything to that last year. I know they were looking for air conditioning inside. I don't know if you had that ability. No, it was a big expense. You're muted.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. I do it all the time.
Thank you again, also to Janet and Barbara and Bud there. Feels so good to hear that. Doesn't, yeah. So for soundproofing, we did, with the tables, we put some soundproofing underneath the tables. We just kind of closely monitored just our reservations and how we were able to schedule the night. Obviously certain times there's not much we could do, especially concerning that side deck and things. But yeah, I think the sound management itself was, a lot of it was just like human. And then the sort of physical things we did where we put up the rest of the sound panels that were in the restaurant, put up some things underneath the tables. And then this year we're replacing the awning on the sort of deck that's always been there. We're just gonna replace basically the fabric. It's gonna be a bit thicker, so that should help as well. And then the flaps that come down will actually work. So when they come down after sort of the sun starts to go down, it should reduce the noise even more than it did last year.
Good, thank you. Sergeant Connors, do you have anything to add about Talise down in
No.
Anscombe?
No, Madam Chair, I compliment the Smiths and I compliment the neighbors for basically coming together and making what was a problem a lot better of a situation for everybody. So there's no objections on our end.
Great, John, do you have any more questions?
No, I'm good, Madam Chair.
I just want to say thank you all before we take this vote. Just thank you for all coming and having this conversation and working together. I mean, the world is just such a difficult, challenging environment right now. And it's good to hear that that small community down there is persevering and supporting businesses and working through difficult conditions, because a happy neighborhood is a happy neighborhood, and that's what we strive for. It's very close down there. I hear the food is excellent. It's a little gem in the rough that not a lot of people know about it, and many don't want a lot of people to know about it because then it makes it more crowded to get there and difficult. But I'm glad to hear that that community is coming together down there and supporting each other and respecting each other. It means a lot. I mean, to be honest with you, I know John and I both had concerns going into this. I remember when Amelia had it, I know she put a lot of work into it, and it's great to see that Joshua, you and your wife are carrying those same processes forward to keep everyone engaged in the issues and trying to make as much success as you can from a difficult situation with a beautiful, awesome restaurant that we all hear about.
We
Thanks.
appreciate it so
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
So I will do a motion to approve Snickers Holdings LLC, Talise 33 River Road, a seasonal restaurant wine and malt beverages with cordial liquor license renewal. I forgot for, what is your business hours? It's Wednesday through Sunday from 5:30 to 9, and then Saturday and Sunday for brunch from 10 to 2. Did I get that correct?
9:30.
Yeah, 5 to 9:30.
5 to
Wednesday.
9:30, okay, great.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion, John?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
Yep.
Wednesday through Sunday, 5:30 to 9,
No, 5 to 9:30. I think I said it backwards.
5 to 9:30. And then Saturday and Sunday
10 to
brunch,
2.
10 to 2, and then they don't open it in the evenings. Is that 5:30 to 9 as well? Yes. you
5
are
to
right.
9. Yeah.
5 to 9:30.
I got that. Excuse me.
Okay, Allison, do you understand?
Yes, it's just my
Wednesday
brain.
through Sunday, 5 to 9:30. But Sunday brunch is 10 to 2. So the hours are a little different on Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
Okay, roll call vote?
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Best of luck. When do you plan on opening?
We're aiming for Mother's Day weekend so we can get some Mother's Day brunch, but if not, probably May 15th-ish.
Okay.
Good luck.
Best of
Thank you.
luck. Hope to see you this summer.
Come visit.
Please. Thanks.
Next order of business is Sugar Magnolias located at 112 Main Street. Do we have anyone here from Sugar Magnolias?
See you maybe.
Allison, did we invite anyone did we invite Missy?
We did, and she was actually flying into San Juan, and she was going to, if she had any issues, call me, and I haven't received a call from her yet.
So this is a new license application, so we would need her here, only because she didn't renew it last year.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So we're gonna have to put it over to the 30th. Or when is that our next meeting? The 30th? Yes.
Okay.
Because there's questions to ask and things like that.
Forgot the
And
name of
we would have to do motions to waive public hearings and butter notifications and things like that. So it's not a simple. So we'll put that over to our next meeting on March 30th.
Okay.
Thank you. Seasonal restaurant, all alcohol license renewals. Number 1, Gloucester Buffet, Inc., DBA Midori Chinese Japanese, 32 to 36 Washington Street. And we
I'm
have,
here.
hi, can you state your
Hi.
name and address again for the record?
Guan Xiao Wu.
Thank you. John, do you want to start?
I didn't have any questions. I know that they've been in front of us before in the past and everything seems to be well, so.
Yep. Can you just tell us what your operating hours are going to be when you'll be selling alcohol?
Monday to Sunday, 11 to 10 on Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 11 to 11. And Sunday is 12 to 10. But the alcohol usually like 9:30, I already cut it off anyway. Majority the alcohol is only surface alcohol. It's nobody gonna hang out in the bar anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Monday through Sunday, 11 to, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 10.
Yes.
Friday and Saturday from 11 to 11.
Yes.
And then Sunday from 12 to 10.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I think the only thing I saw here was the number of employers they have for workers' comp. There's no number in there. It's just checked off.
So do you have other, you're not managing this yourself. Do you have other members on your payroll?
We have only the kitchen staff, and then the rest of that, we not open the dining at all for almost a year. We
But
not
your
even
kitchen
sell.
staff, your kitchen staff is on your payroll?
Yes, exactly.
So when you have payroll, when you have employees on your payroll, you're required to have workers' compensation insurance.
Yeah, I believe I already attached it to the application.
It's attached. I
last
just
time.
don't know how many people are on
Okay.
that.
Oh,
So,
we only have two.
How
Two
many
of
do you
them.
plan to have though this summer?
Say it again.
How many do you think you'll plan to have this summer?
Wow, we still don't have a plan to reopen for the dining.
Okay.
Because the capacity is limited. If the request only for like 25%, 40%, only 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
And then it's not worth it for me to hire the people to work with me and then to doing that. And then the only we can survive is only takeout and delivery. That's it.
Do you ever have more than 10 employees?
Nope.
So
Never.
Allison, can you fill in on that application? Can you just fill in up to 10?
Up to 10, sure.
Yeah, that way they'll know it's a small business, but he has that flexibility of up to 10. He has the insurance, that's most important. Okay, I don't have any other questions. Do you, John?
No, ma'am.
Do you want to do a motion or do you want me to?
Go ahead.
I
switched
will
between
move.
Agenda item.
Sorry, Sergeant Sean Connors.
Yeah, no, we have no objections, no issues there.
I will move to approve for a seasonal restaurant all alcohol license renewal to number 1 Gloucester Buffet, Inc., DBA Midori Chinese Japanese, located at 32 to 36 Washington Street.
Second.
Any further discussion?
No, ma'am.
Roll call vote, Allison?
Mr. Lamoran,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes. With those operating hours as stated, I forgot to add that to the motion, but you have those hours, right, Allison?
I do.
Okay, the approval is subject to those hours. Thank you. So that license is approved. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys.
Do you have any
Okay,
questions for
John.
us? Do you have any questions for us while you're here?
Thank you. I'm good. Thanks.
Have a great night. Have a great season.
Have a good night. Thank you,
You
John.
too. Bye-bye.
I see you.
D&D Food Services, Inc., DBA George's Restaurant, 178 Washington Street. Do we have? So Allison, can we mute everyone?
I think that's Dean. I thought I muted him. Oh, maybe that's Midori. Sorry.
Midori and Josh.
For some reason it's not muting. I'm not sure why.
And
All right,
Josh
he's
is
gone now.
not muted.
I'm here if that helps. Dean from
Hi,
Drug.
Dean.
Dean.
What's up, guys?
Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Dean Sala, 236 Magnolia Ave in Gloucester.
Thank you. Do you have Mike Laveau joining you tonight, or is it just you?
Just myself.
Great. So how is the past year been? How has the season been with this little extension? Talk to us. You're one of the restaurants that stayed open during the downtown.
It's been an enormous help. I appreciate you guys pushing that through. I don't know if Gloucester was one of the few cities I heard that did it. I was talking to some of the liquor distributors, and it's been a huge help for us. It's, we're fairly new. It's really helped put us on the map for the nighttime. Obviously, people know us for breakfast, so
Good.
it's been huge.
Well,
Dean,
they
no
know you-
problems,
they know
no
you for
problems
the
with parking.
office.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead, John.
Sorry, Dean, no problems with parking. I know that was a concern when you first got in front of us, but as far as I know.
Sean, always pretty much a waiting line. Where they're parking, I don't know, but hitting the lottery would be having a parking lot. I don't have a parking lot.
Yeah.
No, it's been fine. I don't know if there's been any complaints. Maybe Sergeant Connors knows, but I haven't heard any complaints.
Sean Connors, have you heard any complaints about George's
No,
Restaurant or the office?
No, it's obviously a busy road and people will find places to park along there, but we haven't had any complaints of driveways being blocked or anything like that.
Awesome.
Excellent. Dean, what are your operating hours? Or what would you like them to be? It can,
Just for liquor or operating hours in
the
general?
liquor. We're just
Liquor,
talking about
8
your liquor license.
Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to midnight, and Sunday, 10 a.m., I believe, is the law, and that's what we've been following, to midnight. I'm only saying midnight because if things do open up, I'm not going to be the last call type of place, but right now I close the kitchen at 8:30, so by 9 and 9:30 we're closed because you have to have food when you're drinking right now. If that regulation gets lifted, I just want to have the ability to open later. Maybe the kitchen will close at 9:30 or 10, and maybe we'll be out of there by 11. But if I could ask for midnight, it'd be great.
Have you heard any complaints from any neighbors over there?
None.
Good.
Dean, I didn't catch the Sunday hours. What are the Sunday hours?
10 a.m. to midnight, if possible.
Thank you.
I will make a motion. Did I ask Sergeant Connors? We asked Sergeant Connors already, right?
Yes.
I'm losing track now. I'm so
Oh,
worried
you asked him
about
about
forgetting
parking.
about him. I'm asking him twice now.
Yeah, no objections.
I'm gonna move to approve the seasonal restaurant all alcohol license renewal for D&D Food Services, Inc., DBA George's Restaurant located at 178 Washington Street with the operating hours for serving alcohol Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Actually, it's 12 a.m. And Sunday from 10 p.m. to
10 a.m.
12 a.m.
10 a.m. to 12
10
a.m.
a.m. to 12 a.m. Midnight.
Second.
Any further questions, John?
No, ma'am.
Did you get your inspections?
I paid the fee and I turned them all in. I don't think they've come by yet. As far as nobody's alerted me that they're coming by, but I talked to Bill and he said everything was in place, including the fire inspection. So
So we're gonna need that sign-up sheet given to Allison before the license can issue,
okay.
okay? So I'm gonna make the motion subject to providing the inspections.
Second.
Can I ask? Do they do on site now, or because
Yes.
they do still? Okay.
As far as I know, they are.
Nobody's been by then yet.
Yeah, you might want to call them because I know they've been doing other businesses, so.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't heard from him yet. But I talked to Bill when I was in with Allison, dropping everything off last week or the week before, and he said everything was in place. I paid the fee and all that. So
Okay, great.
Just
yes.
to inform you, Dean, you need to make an appointment through Viewpoint yourself. You need to call and at least schedule an appointment and have them walk you through that, or you won't get one. If you don't have you have to have an actual appointment.
oh yeah, they did tell me when I was over there they were going to schedule it, but I will call them tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep, get that going because we won't release the license until that's done. So
Definitely, all right.
we want that before April 1st, because as I said before, I know you're ordering your liquor off your current license, but as of April 1st, it has to be the newer, this license,
Yeah, the distributors are already asking for that, so that's good.
I'm
yeah.
sure. I think we were the only community that did what we're doing, so.
That's what the couple that we're talking to said, that, you know, it was great Gloucester did, and it definitely has been great for me. So again, thank you guys.
Good.
Absolutely.
Allison, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lammery,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes, excellent. Dean, do you have any questions for us? Any concerns you want to talk about?
No, I'm all good. I just got to head back now so I can get my hood cleaned. They're coming in at 9, so I'm glad we're done. Thank you, guys.
Good night.
All right, thanks.
Next matter order is Castle Manor Inn again, LLC, located at 141 Essex Ave. We have Laura.
Hello, I'm back.
Hi, Laura.
Hello.
What are the hours you're going to be serving alcohol? I'm assuming it's going to be similar to the entertainment.
The only caveat to that is I'd like to extend it if possible. We only open our restaurant Wednesday through Sunday, but occasionally we'll do a specific function luncheon, a bereavement luncheon on a Monday and Tuesday, even though we're not open, just to accommodate.
Yep.
So I think to be all encompassing, we should say Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to midnight, which we'll never use, but just to be safe. And then
Yep.
Sunday would be 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Great. John, do you have any questions about our application?
No, Madam Chair.
I will make a motion to move a seasonal I'm sorry, Sergeant Connors, do we have any concerns? I know you said nothing earlier with the entertainment, but now we're
No
talking about
objections.
liquor.
No objections, no concerns, madam.
Excellent, thank you. Make a motion to approve a seasonal restaurant all alcohol license renewal for Castle Manor Inn LLC located at 141 Essex Ave. Operating hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 to midnight, and Sunday, 10 to 10 p.m.
pending inspection.
Again, pending the sign offs.
Pending the sign off of the inspections, yes.
We're
Second.
waiting to get them out.
Thank you for reminding me. Roll call vote. We don't have any more conversation, right, John?
No.
Good, okay, thank you.
Mr. Lammery,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes. So Laura, that license will issue as soon as we receive your inspections. Do you have any questions for us before you leave us tonight?
I have no questions. Thank you for your help.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next order of business, change of DBA, Smickers Holdings LLC to lease 33 River Road. So we are back to Joshua Smith and his wife Aria.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't
That's
mute
okay.
my microphone earlier.
So tell, you're changing your DBA from the market to lease. I thought we did this already.
Yeah, I'm pretty confused. I think it was an error. I don't, maybe from our attorney last year, because we never actually did business as the market.
Okay.
So not really sure. I had our DBA filed with the city last year before we opened. And then
And what does it say on your business certificate from last year?
to lease.
Okay.
Yeah.
Allison, did you want to say something?
Yeah, Meredith had said she had made a mistake on the application. They were going to need to do a change last year, but they never did.
Okay. Well, here we are. John, do you have any questions?
No, not at all.
I move that we approve the change of doing business as for Smickers Holdings LLC to lease 33 River Road, no longer to be known as the market.
Second.
Any further discussion?
No, ma'am.
All in favor? Allison, roll call?
Mr. Lammery,
Yes.
Mrs. Prince.
Yes. So Joshua, you should be all set. Do you have any questions or
Nope.
any
Nope.
other issues?
Thank you guys very much.
Best of
No,
luck.
thank you. Good luck.
All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. On to modification of temporary alteration of premises. Mile marker 175 Essex Ave, and I believe we have Tobin Dominic with us
Yep, she's on.
and Patrick Hurd.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can. Hi, Tobin.
Hi,
How are you?
good.
Is
Tobin,
it just you? Is it just you and Patrick tonight, or is there anyone else online?
I believe it's just the two of us.
Okay, great. Thank you. I just see other names I don't recognize, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
So can you state your name and address and then Patrick afterwards? Thank you.
Sure, Tobin Dominic at 75 Essex Avenue, Gloucester.
Great.
Good evening, Patrick Hurd, 75 Essex Avenue, Gloucester.
Thank you both for joining us tonight. Excited to hear what you're doing next. This conversation is regarding the temporary alteration. So why don't you tell us what you want to do?
Okay, so back in April of 20, we filed for an application for an extension of premise outside of the pool building. And you guys approved it, but the fire department did not. So in the meantime, in the interim, we asked for a temporary extension of premise of the sidewalks, which were granted. And then we were still working with the fire department, and Patrick worked with the fire department, and we are now to the point where they have allowed us to have an outside seating permit and use the fire lane with, and the permit has been done and filed with you guys as well.
Right.
So we are asking for that extension of premise outside that pool building. You should have all the floor plans in front of you. If you need us to go through them, just
No,
say
first I
so.
wanted to talk about the temporary part. That's the fire lane part will be our next conversation. But right now you are requesting temporary alterations. I believe it's that side area.
That's an addition, right? So
Yes, so that's what we're addressing now. So this is the temporary extension due to COVID, using an outdoor area under the COVID regulations that are out right now for temporary use. So tell us what you want to use temporarily right now.
So temporarily right now, our igloos are booking 3 to 4 weeks in advance, and we want to put up a few more igloos in the, there's a small unloading loading zone that's used for our boaters during the busy season. So we'd like to use that area because it's really underutilized right now until about April 15th, when our contracts for our boaters start up again. And then the idea is that we go in front of ZBA, which has been suggested on multiple occasions, and get this more permanent, hopefully. And then that would come back into play after our boating season and go October to April for that small area over there. And the igloos go back over there. It's a beautiful spot in the marina.
Okay, so a couple of things. So first of all, anything temporary is through December 31st right now, or unless the governor declares it sooner. So just so you know that. But I know your intentions are to possibly make it permanent, and we can discuss that after. But right now, let me just ask. So I was at your awesome restaurant the other night for dinner, and I went outside and snapped some pictures of what I think might be the area we're talking about. So is this an area where you put down a wooden platform, or is it the area that has plants lit up around the side, or is it neither one of those areas?
So if you were just recently there, we just put platforms down.
Okay, yeah, I was there Sunday.
There's about 4 platforms there, and it's for 4 igloos or four seating areas.
So when you're driving in, it's on the right.
Yeah.
Driving in,
On the
it's
side.
on the left.
On the
I
left.
mean, I'm sorry, the left. I knew that. I'm putting up my left hand, calling it right. I'm a lawyer. Yes, so it's that lit. There's a little area that's lit up with trees, but then after that, there's some platforms, and that's like on the corner before the building.
Correct.
Okay. And John, I sent you those pictures.
Yes,
I don't
thank
know
you.
if you can see them. Okay.
I did, yeah. And
So-
I'm familiar with the area too, so that helps.
Great. Awesome. So, so tell us how this area is going to be monitored. I see you have the igloos out front that are easy access right into the inside, and that great side area. You have like 6 or 7 igloos in there where the open part used to be the bar area. So tell us how this, because we have to look for safety concerns. You got patio regulations, fencing and lights, which I know you know because you put it in your letter to us. But tell us how you're going to secure that area and keep it safe so that people just can't walk off with drinks? How's it going to be monitored by employees? That type of behavior. Can you give us some information on that?
Patrick, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So the area will first of all be blocked off by cones, so people won't be able to drive through the roundabout. And then there'll be barricades that if somebody was to drive through those, there would be barricades to keep them from going into the platforms that you described. Then the igloos themselves are self-contained, so there won't be any alcohol or food served outside of the igloo. So four doors, 4 igloos that are sitting inside, and just one table per. So each igloo will hold 4 to 6 people. Close by, very close proximity, are 2 doors for bathrooms for what we normally use as floater bathrooms in the summer. And then right next to those 2 doors is another door where there's a entrance to the pool area, which is where there's a full wait station. Basically the wait staff will be set up 10 giant steps away from those. So there'll be a waiter or busser basically based there, taking care of them at all times. And then there'll be food runners bringing food and things from the bar and from the kitchen over to that wait station and to the igloo. So they'll be monitored constantly with a staff member that's always right there.
So are you only using this area for igloos and not for any of this? That's the only way this area is going to be used?
That's the only way the area will be used at this point, yes. So it'll be seasonal in the late fall, winter, early spring, and then the platforms are designed to be forklifted up and out, and then it'll become a parking lot again in the summertime, spring and summer.
And what time? Well, how long the igloos will be up until when? If you say you approve today, when do you plan on taking the igloos down?
More than likely the first week of May.
Okay.
Possibly sooner, depending on weather and voters. But would definitely like the option to have them into the first week of May.
And when you spoke to Bill Sanborn, because I know he's been down there, did he say you have to put a fence around that area? Because I believe you have to follow the patio guidelines and there has to be some sort of fencing around it, either a fence or a rope.
He didn't say fence, he said barriers to make sure that the vehicles couldn't come through.
Okay.
But again, I believe that because they're behind doors and they're individual pods or igloos, if you will, that in itself would be the containment.
Okay. So if I'm in an igloo, what's to stop me from walking out the door with a drink?
Again, the staff there'll be a staff monitoring them at all times. The same that would keep you from walking off of our bridge deck.
Okay.
There's a staff member there.
And do you have cameras or any kind of security down there just in case there's any issues or?
We do. Next time you come on the property, if you notice our light poles, which there are dozens of, each light pole has 4 cameras on per.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to give us details if you don't want it to be public, but I was just curious if you had.
Yeah, we see everything. Some of it's interesting.
John, do you have questions?
Yeah, Patrick, quick question. Are those heated?
They are.
So are there power cords? How are they being heated, and does that obstruct any sidewalk or any patron kind of tripping over it?
No, not at all. The power comes out of the building and is run through conduit under the concrete under the deck, and then pops up under the permanent deck, and then pops up on the back side, the water side of the deck, and then the cables are run along the deck. So there's no really way for any patron to get around to that area.
And since those 4 are pretty close to the water, is there any way to block anybody from going behind the igloos?
Yes, you basically can. They're pretty close to the water's edge. There's really no pedestrian walkway or anything back there.
Yeah, so you can't walk behind it at all.
You really couldn't. You'd have to put on your hiking boots and crampons to do that.
So wait staff comes out that door, walks the food and drinks back and forth.
Right. And the way we've really worked out a good system with the igloos outside right now, where we basically have the we have 6 on the outside deck, so that would be more of 1 to 2, where the others, the new ones would be 1. But we basically have those people roving that area the whole time, and then the support staff is bringing them what they need as things are being ordered. So there'll be somebody constantly there.
Okay. That's all, Madam Chair.
And, okay, thank you, John. So what are the hours that these igloos are going to be used? In other words, what hours do you want to be able to have the ability to serve alcohol in this temporary area?
We basically have our normal operating hours, which are 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. So within COVID rules, we would, and even if we keep them outside of COVID rules, so basically 8 a.m. until 11, 10 a.m. until 11 on Sunday.
So 8 to 11 weekdays, Saturdays, and then 10 to 11 on Sunday.
Yes.
And you're not having any noise or entertainment or anything out in this area, correct?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. And you're obviously, I just have to ask because this is part of the temporary thing. You're complying with all COVID regulations, cleaning in between. Not sure what you have to do to an igloo as far as cleaning besides regular table cleaning, but is there anything different you have to do for the igloos?
Well, I don't know if there's anything different that we have to do, but I will pat ourselves on the back and say I believe we have been as good, if not better than most in the COVID world. So we've got some really great misters, and we schedule our igloos for 2-hour time zones, but we're only allowing people in there for 90 minutes. So we've got a half an hour to air it out. We've got a mister that sprays down the entire thing. We let it sit, then we wipe down literally the entire interior, tables, chairs. And so I think that they're as safe as they can be. They're really well vented. There's airflow that comes up from the bottom through the air flow of the decking and then up out of the top. So they're relatively safe, and our staff is very, very diligent and very caring about the COVID world.
Yeah, I can tell you, I haven't gone out that often, but I did go out Sunday night for the first time in a long time, and I chose to go to Mile Marker because I love that area. And I can say I was just so impressed by the way that property is managed. I was walking around the igloos on the side. The indoor bar area looks great. The pool area looks awesome. I love the little tiny fish floating around in the water. It was a great experience, and I was just really impressed with the presentment of the place and the COVID regulations that are in place. You can tell that it's clean and safe there. So I'm very, very impressed.
Well, thank you. Thanks very much.
Very enjoyable, and the food is excellent. That barassa salad with the grilled shrimp that I get, I just can't get enough of it. I could eat it every day. So with that being said, John, do you have any more questions about the temporary?
No, Madam Chair.
So I'm just going to say this for the record. So consistent with a vote on Tuesday, December 8th, 2020 by the City Council, the temporary zoning relief of business during COVID-19 pandemic allows the temporary extension of use of outdoor property, even when it's on private property, through December 31st, 2021. So this, if this is granted tonight, they can use this area as it stands right now through December 31st, 2021. And of course, if the City Council extends it, we can discuss further then, but right now it's just, it would expire on that day. So for their use in the fall. But if there's no more questions, I just want to ask Sergeant Connors, do you have any concerns with the temporary expansion of using more igloos on that side area down at Mile Marker on the outdoor property?
No, we have no concerns. As long as the building inspector, fire department, all the safety concerns are met, we have no objections or concerns.
Great, thank you. So under this process, Mile Marker properly filed the temporary alteration of a licensed present premise application. The $200 filing fee is waived pursuant to the governor's order. There's no abutters notification or advertisement pursuant to the governor's order. So if without any more questions or concerns, I'm going to make a motion to approve mile marker 1, an application for expansion of premises located at 75 Essex Ave, Gloucester, Massachusetts, as it meets the legal standards as were mentioned during the discussion, and it is also reasonable and proper given the current economic circumstances, which will expire in November unless the governor deems otherwise, which he did. So that is a motion to approve. That is the
Second.
language that's required.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion?
No, ma'am.
No. Allison, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince.
Yes. Okay, Tobin, so that area is now licensed. You can, when you go to the zoning board, you can tell them that we gave you approval.
Great.
I'm not sure how quick Allison does minutes. She's really awesome at getting them done sooner than later. But if you need any verification, Allison also runs the zoning board. So when you're before them, if you get before them soon, the message can be passed that this vote was approved.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any questions on that temporary alteration of premises?
I don't.
Excellent. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we're going to move on in the agenda, but we're going to stay with you because we put you, we're moving on to discussion, deliberation, and action. And I put you on the agenda tonight, which is mile marker 1 LLC 75 Essex Ave. The board will discuss and confirm the use of their fire lane space for permanent extension of premises. So as you were stating earlier, I believe it was last May or April, you came before the board and we had a long discussion about using that front area. And we did approve the use of that area subject to receiving approval from the fire department. John, do you remember this conversation?
I do.
Okay, I just want to confirm it because they, it's my understanding they've obtained that permit from the fire department. It was in our packet tonight. So there shouldn't be any issue, but I just wanted to confirm this in a meeting that we're aware of it, that they are going to use it. They do have it blocked off with cones down there. So I just wanted to have this on the agenda tonight to confirm it in case there's any questions going forward. So Tobin or Pat, is there anything you want to contribute to this conversation?
I don't think so. As we, basically, we're going to follow everything that we presented last year.
Okay.
Patrick, Tobin, are you adding additional seating or is it pretty much the same plan that you had last year?
Almost identical.
Okay.
And it's my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't know if we talked about this or if how I heard about it. So you get to put tables out front, but if there's a fire or something, obviously you're just going to move them, and then the fire department can still use that fire lane. Is that how it was discussed?
Yeah, so it's basically set up so every night on closing, we will have a fence that has been closed for the day, and then tables and chairs are put out. As they close the business, we will open the fence. We'll take all tables and chairs out of the fire lane, and they remain there until the opening of the next business day, where we'll close the gate and put tables and chairs back out. And then the fire department will also, we've agreed that they'll run a couple drills to make sure that the staff is well trained and able to execute what they've requested.
Yeah, I saw the fences are on wheels. Are the tables on wheels also to get them out of the area quickly?
The tables aren't on wheels, but it's a pretty it's a pretty narrow lane. It's only about 19 feet, and then the decks are right there, so we'll be able to pat. We've got a deck on one side and then basically a patio on the other, so they'll just go left and right, a couple steps here and there.
They're pretty light. You can just drag them.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's outdoor. It's not teak. It's just outdoor, mesh outdoor furniture, pretty light stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you plan on making any changes to that area since it's permanent, or are you just going to leave it the way that it is?
We're going to pretty it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, let me change that. We're going to pretty it up a lot.
A lot. It's going to transform.
Yeah.
I can't wait to. I'm excited to see it. It's a marina. It's in Gloucester. Look, we need something like that. So it's good to see that you're expanding for that that boating community.
There's a big demand to sit in the sun.
Yeah.
You know, and it's in the shoulder seasons, it's all summer long. It gets really hot there, you know, when it's really beating down. So, you know, we've got some really good ideas to make it very interesting, and we're grateful for the fire department to sort of work with us for that, because there's other ways around what they needed to accomplish. But everything will move. If they need to come and we need to get everybody out, everybody's going to get out of there. So,
Right.
yep.
Excellent. Do you have any questions for us or any concerns before you leave tonight?
I just want to be clear on that extension of premise I originally asked as a permanent basis. And I understand that we need to go in front of ZBA. So what you're voting on or agreeing to tonight, or you've already agreed to, what are we calling that? Just to
It's
be
temporary.
It's temporary. Okay.
So if you want to do anything permanent, you can. And you might want to discuss that with the zoning board first to see if they're going to allow it. You know, we've allowed it temporary, but when you go before them, you might want to ask for it to be permanent. And then if they approve it, then you can just come to us and we can change it to a permanent. Well, you have to apply.
So technically, I did not fill out a temporary application because the application was filled out prior to the temporary applications. Because I had
think
asked.
it was. I think I saw a temporary one. Allison, wasn't that temporary?
Not in April.
Um,
I thought I saw, you know how we blocked off the bottom, we blacked out the abutters and the.
yeah, there's one dated March 1st, 2021.
Yeah, we have it. We have the right paperwork.
You know what this is though?
No.
This is from last. I received it. I think this is when you sent it to me, but this might be yours from last year.
I believe our original was before even the governor or anybody was thinking about expanding out there. I think we were ahead of the.
That's correct. That's
So
what.
the
That's why.
application I saw was on the temporary one, and we didn't create the temporary one until June of last year.
Well, what could have happened, and I don't have all of my files right in front of me, but the temporary one could have been for the sidewalks of that area, but the original one, I know for a fact, there was no such thing as temporary. It hadn't even come up yet.
Right. So if you remember, after we went.
So you know what's confusing is that we're using the permanent, and I think this is where the confusion is, and I'm sorry to interrupt. The permanent application is our temporary. We just don't have temporary written on it, and we've crossed some things out. So on your alteration that I received, it says this is an area adjacent to the existing approved outside area where we would like to take advantage of the off season to add more outside seating and igloos, which are in high demand.
And that's on the temporary one, right, Allison? The one that has the bottom requirements crossed off?
Exactly.
Yeah, so we have the right forms. We're good.
Okay. So if you don't mind, just for clarification, so
Yeah.
you originally approved us, and then when the fire department didn't approve us, they made us come back to you for yet another temporary, so we could be just on the deck in front of the pool room, not in the fire zone.
No, so we gave you, my memory is, and I think I have the minutes here, you came before us because you wanted to add to the sidewalk out front, and then you wanted to do the fire lane.
Right.
And it's my understanding we approved both that night, but the fire lane was subject to you getting the fire department to approve it.
Right. But
So it's my understanding that all that area is permanent out front.
perfect. That's okay. That's the clarification.
That's what my memory is. Allison, do you think otherwise?
Yes.
Yes, that's your
because
memory, or do you think otherwise?
originally, no, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Originally, they applied for the permanent, which was for the sidewalk and the fire lanes, and it was approved subject to fire. And then they came back when we started doing the temporaries, they put that on hold, and they came back and did a temporary, which did not include igloos, I believe.
That's correct. You're right, Allison. And that's, I remember paying the $200 and you guys saying you want to make this permanent, and we said yes. So that was back April, May.
Right, and I've been holding this application for you to come back with the required documents,
Right.
so I can send it into the ABCC.
So I have the minutes here from May 12th, where we did a public hearing for an extension of premise, which was permanent, wasn't temporary, it was permanent. It says you were looking to add outdoor seating for 80 people in a 2,500 square foot area, which is currently the fire lane. And that was approved, subject to getting the paperwork from the fire department.
Correct.
So that's permanent.
That's great.
That's
So
right.
now- So now we have everything permanent except for the new igloo extension, which will be temporary for now.
Right, and until you make it permanent, if you want to do that. So this area that we approved tonight, you have use of in the way that we discussed, which is igloos, through December 31st, 2021.
Perfect.
Because anything, I'm sorry, but just to clarify, so anything permanent will need to go before ZBA first?
Yeah, I would say because they're temporary right now, it would be good to go before the zoning board while they're temporary and tell them that they want to make it permanent and that we're allowing it temporarily right now. And that way they know if the zoning board is going to approve them, then they can come just change it with us.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, obviously, if we're doing it temporary, we would consider doing it permanent, but the zoning board, it seems a little bit more difficult with their requirements to get through.
So because you passed it in May of 20, should we include those minutes, Allison, with the application to ZBA? I don't want to not confuse this.
I
Oh, you
would.
mean ZBA for, you mean you have to go to ZBA still for the fire lane, correct?
No, we have to go to ZBA to make it permanent, according to Allison and according to Bill Sanborn.
Wait, which area are we talking? I'm talking about the fire lane. Did you get
The fire
approval?
lane. We're talking about the fire lane.
Everything.
You are all set with us for the fire lane. So you need to go to the zoning board to get their approval for the fire lane. While you're there, you might want to see if you can get approval for the part where you got temporary tonight.
Got it.
If you want to make that permanent. You know, make it have one big discussion instead of keep going back to them.
Yeah,
Great.
you might want to include those minutes that show from last year that we had already approved the permanent fire lane area as your extension of premise. I wouldn't hurt to include it in the ZBA information.
Will
And
do.
and Allison and I think Bill Sanborn attend those meetings as well, so the history will be there as well. And if I see you on the agenda, I'm going to jump on and watch too, just to listen and learn.
Okay, and Bill did recommend this path.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
I've talked to him extensively just to make sure, so that you didn't have any issues, trying to make everything go smooth. And when I spoke with him, he represented that he didn't have any concerns and actually thought it was a good idea. So I'm not a zoning board member, so I don't know if there's additional issues there, but as far as the liquor license part of it, you are permanent in the fire lane and temporary on the side area as it stands right now through December 31st.
Great, thank you all.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Good luck. I hope the weather's nice all summer.
Yes.
And fall and winter and spring.
The igloos are reserving out quite far away, so make your New Year's Eve reservation soon.
Oh, that would be fun.
They are so awesome. I think they're adorable. Seeing the ones out front, the ones out front smaller than the ones that are inside on the side.
They see 4 as
They
opposed
see 4, yeah. It was really fun to see them. See the families in them with the kids. It was just great.
Well, we're gonna grow 4 more real quick, so come down and take a look.
All right.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Next order of business is the board will discuss and confirm the City of Gloucester hours of service of alcohol. So I put this on the agenda again. John, I don't know if you remember, but we approved this last, I believe, November when we changed the hours. And I was searching through the minutes and for the life of me, I cannot find it. Now, I don't know if it was a meeting where the recorder stopped working or if we didn't have Allison to take minutes or something happened, but from what I can't find is that it's not in the record of our minutes anywhere. So I just wanted to confirm that we did this and get it in the minutes for the reason why we're confirming it again, and also that it is being done, so that if anyone ever has to look for it going forward, it's documented.
On record, yep.
So, and Allison, you didn't find anything since I spoke to you about it, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So when I came on the board a year and a half ago, or whatever it was at this point, almost 2 years ago, the document that I saw for hours of operation had Sunday from 12 noon to 6 for off premises. And for on premise, it was 11 a.m. with last call at 12:30. Looking into the law and having a conversation with the city solicitor, Chip Payson, we decided that we would expand the hours for the service of alcohol in Gloucester to be what Mass General laws allows for the most time to serve or sell alcohol, either on premise or off premise. So those hours are, it's pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 33. The general law states that if the licensing board, who has the authority over the hours of service, enacts Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 33B, and I'm going to read that because it's only a couple sentences. The local license authority of any city or town which accepts this section may authorize licenses under Section 12 to sell alcoholic beverages between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 noon on Sundays, the last Monday in May, and on Christmas Day or on the day following, whenever said occurs on Sunday. So in other words, we have to adopt this law that allows us to start at 10 a.m. as opposed to 11 a.m. or 12 a.m. Just a little history, back in, I think it's 2014, Governor Patrick enacted a House bill. It was bill number 228. It was called an act permitting the sale of alcohol on Sunday mornings, which strikes the 12 noon and replaces it with 10 a.m. So in other words, long story short, restaurants in Gloucester were waiting until noontime to serve alcohol, which I think when Michelle Harrison was chair, they changed it to 11, but then it changed to 10. So we voted already to change it to 10, to expand it to be the most hours, but I just wanted to have this discussion on record tonight, recognizing that we did that vote, the reason why we did it, and that it's in our minutes. So this is nothing more than confirming what we've done already, but getting it in the record.
No, I remember the conversation, so.
Excellent. So the board took the position and accepted Mass General Law 138, Section 33B, which allows the sale of alcohol to be at 10 a.m. And package stores, as we know, package stores, which are Section 15 licenses, package stores, supermarket, convenience stores, they choose the hours of sale on a Sunday as long as the sales do not commence before 10 a.m. and conclude no longer than 11 p.m. or 11:30 p.m. before a legal holiday. So package stores can be open on Sunday at 10 a.m. as well and must close at 11 unless the next day is a holiday. They can stay open till 11:30. A Section 12 license, which is on premise, they can start serving at 10 a.m. as well on Sunday. So just to be clear, if anyone has any questions, we allow the sale of alcohol to the fullest extent that Mass General laws allows us to sell in Gloucester. So if we could just get that in the minutes, confirming that, that would be great. Allison.
You didn't say a close time or an end time for restaurants. Do you want that in there?
12:30 is, I believe, what the city ordinance says, or what the board has always said. I know they allow until 1 or 2, but Gloucester has always closed at 12:30. Sergeant Connors, do you have any memory besides on like New Year's Eve when sometimes they ask for an extension? Has it always been 12:30 to your knowledge for last call?
Yeah, it's always, as far as to the best of my recollection, it's always been 12:30, everyone off premises at 1. I do know on the New Year's Eve, some of the special ones, I believe they had them go to 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I believe the law allows 2 o'clock, but I don't think Gloucester city ordinances allow that. So it's always been 12:30, the last call, unless it's specially
Correct.
permitted.
Correct. That's my recollection of what we've dealt with in the past is most of, all the bars have been shut down by 12:30, everyone off premises at 1.
Right.
You know that on, again, New Year's Eve or something, some of the special licenses allow them to stay open a little bit later.
Yep. Excellent, thank you.
Very good.
So do we have any questions about that? And Allison or John?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, so if we could just get that in the minutes, and that we approved it last November originally, but somehow it didn't get documented. So it's now documented to reflect that, that vote of approval for the 10 a.m. on Sunday.
We're just approving the Sunday, not the rest of the week.
The rest of the week was 8 o'clock, and that wasn't a change. The only change was for Sunday.
Okay, I understood.
And we voted it last November, so we're not voting it tonight. We're just confirming the fact that we voted it last November. Okay, next order of business is Tavern on the Harbor. The board will receive a business plan report from Tavern on the Harbor, and I believe Patrick McLaughlin is still with us. Thank you. Patrick, can you hear us?
You just has to unmute.
Yeah, you're done mute.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I get a little flag to tell me to unmute about 30 seconds after you ask to hear whether I hear you or not.
They're faster than I can move sometimes.
Okay.
So Patrick, thank you for joining us. When you were before us last, we had asked that you check in with us in March, and here it is. Came quicker than I thought.
Yes,
Um,
it has been going quick.
So as you know, we approved your, the tavern's annual liquor license renewal, conditional on functioning as a restaurant as well. And if my memory serves me correct, we left the conversation that you were going to do some work, that you were working diligently with the owners to try to come up with some plans. And I wouldn't expect all the plans to be in place now, but that you're going in the direction of being open to the public as a restaurant bar as well as a function facility. So
Right.
can you tell us what's been going on since we spoke to you last time?
Well, I don't remember specific dates and the process, but I purchased, 10 tables with 40 chairs, bar style chairs to seat in the function room, but as the restaurant. I've talked to the owners, and she is on board with us opening for the 3 days that we're going to start out, which is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday, we're going to go 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, we'd like to go 5 p.m. to 11. Understanding that this is also an office building, and till 5 o'clock, we'd like to, have a little bit of peace for our office, just like Castle Manor kind of had to balance things with what they're doing. So initially that's what we're going to go for. As I gain experience, we'd like to expand upon that, but right now with COVID and we just trying to figure things out, I'd like to stick with that plan for now. We're still going to be booking events. We have one scheduled right now, April 10th is our first event, so we're kind of focusing on that. I did some improvements in the bar. We had kind of a rudimentary bar set up that I'm expanding right now. So I'm learning woodworking also. Unfortunately, I'm an electronics guy, so this is out of my element,
Yeah.
And then we're going to be starting, the kitchen stuff shortly, probably within the next week, just making sure that that's everywhere we want it to be. Because we're planning on, serving, some pub foods, like a flatbread type stuff and anything relative to that.
Good.
But everything, seems to be going, on schedule for us, I mentioned in my note that we spoke with the Chamber of Commerce. We had them here for a meeting. And they offered to do a ribbon ceremony for us when we're ready to open. So we're kind of, looking forward to that, inviting you guys and the mayor and other people, the night before we actually open up. And, I think that's basically it for off the cuff thing.
Great. What have you done for advertising or marketing? What is the plan for that?
Mostly it's
let the
word of
community
mouth.
know?
Mostly
Okay.
it's word of mouth, and believe me, that's probably too much right now because everybody, I've been here since I think about 2007, doing security in the parking lot, and then it was just security, and I heard every day for people, and you all know the history too, that they just want us to open up, and obviously, just me mentioning that we're doing this, I'm putting a little breadcrumbs on like Instagram of when we get the bar furniture in, and just kind of letting people know that something's going on here, and people are calling all the time and talking to me and bumping to me on the streets asking about it. Even when I got the entertainment permit, I brought it to the fire station and they were kind of shocked, looking at me. Oh, really? You're opening that? That's great. So it's the word of mouth is doing a lot more than I thought. But once we have a firm date, we're going to start with brushing up Facebook and TikTok. We're going to do, even though I'm not comfortable with that personally, but I have people with me that are, my daughters, for example, and brush up the website a little bit better, and obviously Instagram. So
Okay. You have such a
honestly,
beautiful location there.
Oh, I know.
Everyone's going to be excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's really advertisement. I feel like this place is one of those Field of Dreams things that if we build it, people will come. And, this is going to be, at least initially, this is 40 seats that Gloucester doesn't have, yet, that we're going to open up. And I get a feeling it's going to be a lot more, popping than I'm expecting. So we're doing the best we can for it.
And now, how have you hired a function or a wedding manager? I can't remember what you said.
Yeah, Joanne Anderton, she's actually a jewelry designer, and she's talking with, people getting proposed all the time. So she was a really good fit for that. And like me, she has 2 daughters. She's very in tune with things like that. I actually have, some of my security staff, worked at a couple of function halls in Gloucester. They're helping me out, at Seaport and so forth. So we're not hiring him, but, for advice purposes, he's on board helping me out with that. But Joanne's going to be doing the functions primarily, and we're actually interviewing bartenders tomorrow. We have one already set up, and we're going to do another one that's pretty well known in Gloucester. He's probably second to Joe Liacino as far as what we're going to interview tomorrow. And, then we're working on the kitchen staff, like I said, after that.
Okay. So wedding season is starting to get exciting again because of the gathering rules changing. So are you marketing anywhere for the weddings yet?
We haven't done it yet. I get emails every single day because there's legacy weddings that we've done here. So we're out there on the Knot and all the other places, so, we're getting stuff like that every day. I get requested to open up, do a comedy club here for, like a comedy weekend, and, we're entertaining anything we can. That's why I kind of wanted to open up the entertainment license so we could kind of, go with the flow as I get better at this and more confident, then we're going to do more. But yeah, Joanne's answering, wedding things at least daily, and we're just trying to figure out, as long as we can stay within COVID, what the rules are, we're doing what we're calling like a micro wedding or elopement type things right now, so I think that's the way to go until we get a little bit more solid at footing.
Get solid at what?
Solid footing, a little bit more confidence.
Okay. Because when we had this discussion, it was on January 12th.
Okay.
And we talked about how the community has this impression that the tavern has a pocket license.
Yeah.
The year before COVID, it was only used for 10 functions. And as you know, from conversation with with John and I at that meeting, there was hesitation about believing that this license was going to be used more. So
Right.
we left that meeting with the expectation and the condition that it was.
Right,
So this is a good time to be building that confidence to get going. So I'm a
Right.
little concerned when I hear you say you're holding back until you get confidence. So are you saying you're not really
Oh,
scheduling?
no.
much
I'm holding back on the size of the weddings that
Oh,
we're
okay.
gonna say, you know, and like I
Okay.
said, I don't, maybe you didn't hear, is we're doing micro weddings. We have a bride's room that we're doing, and we're gonna do, you know, market elopement packages.
Okay.
And we're not gonna turn anything down. Like I said, there's a lot of legacy emails that we get every single day. You know, we're gonna take anything we can get.
And we were talking earlier about a deck expansion. When does that plan on taking place?
The owner wants to do it real soon. We were actually getting quotes in probably next week.
Okay.
My hope is that we get it done before the weather turns bad, you know, as far as fall when it gets cold. And it may actually be sooner than that, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. Well,
Are you expanding the deck outside to be bigger, or are you
Yes.
expanding inside to be where the deck is?
oh, the deck right now probably goes, I'm estimating about 8 feet from the function hall, and it's probably going to be about 3 times at about 24 feet.
Okay.
So it'll be a good size. Right now, I estimated with 6-foot spacing, we could put 7, small, 24-inch chairs there, just to keep everybody in a zigzag. So, once we expand the deck, it'll be a lot better, so that's pretty exciting.
Excellent. John, do you have any questions?
Yes, of course.
I could tell.
So on your light, I mean, and what we've been doing is adding the hours of operation on the license. And my hesitation was the fact that we're going to issue you your renewal without those hours. So I believe we'll issue the license Thursday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at this point, correct?
Well, Friday and Saturday to 11, and I don't
yeah, sorry.
I don't want to exclude the function. So I just want to make sure that, when I'm talking about the hours, I'm talking about public hours, not private or event hours.
Oh, okay. All right.
So Patrick, I would suggest that you ask for hours, not what you're planning to do right now with this 3-day public event, but something that's going to cover you if any bride comes in and says, I want to get married on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I mean, I got married on a Tuesday.
Right.
That you can accommodate them if you choose to.
Okay.
Excuse me. So I would suggest that the hours that you ask for on your license be as flexible as they can for the kind of business that you are willing to offer.
Okay.
But at the same time, that means we expect you to be using your license during those hours as well.
Right. But,
So,
okay, go ahead.
So the restaurant side will be Thursday through Saturday.
Right.
So any of us could walk in, the public can walk in at any point in time after 5 p.m., Thursday through Saturday, and sit at the bar, sit at those tables that you purchased and order a meal or, the pub style fare on those days. But then you're going to have the functions, which will operate differently. And I think that's what Melissa's saying is let's put down your hours of operation. So that way you're covered. If you have a chamber event on a Tuesday night,
right,
you're covered.
Okay, and that's kind of what I did with the entertainment license for the hours was based on, combining both, so I didn't realize that I had to do it for the liquor license also, based on what John was discussing before. And I'm happy to do it the way we're discussing now, because now it's just us, basically. So I would say if we could go Monday through Saturday, opening 5, well,
You said you have 11 a.m. Additional hours between 11 a.m. and 1 a.m. on days that weddings and other functions are conducted.
yeah,
So
that's what I would like. I would like to use it fully for those hours.
So Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12:30 would be the alcohol piece.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I prefer to do that just so I make sure all the bases are covered and, and you know, I fully understand what's going on, so that makes me feel better.
So Patrick, I want to book a function and I want it to be a breakfast going into lunch function. And I want to come in at 8:30 because I've been to a function there actually really early in the morning, back in the days when it was really doing well. Does that mean you're going to say you're not going to have functions start before 11 o'clock?
Well, my impression was when he was speaking that those were our hours that we could begin at. I didn't know we could do earlier than that.
You can start serving alcohol in Gloucester at 8 a.m.
Okay, and that goes to what you were just saying before that. So,
And
yeah,
and
No, and I
this
was
is
just
just
reading-
one, and John, just to be clear, this is one liquor license, so it would cover everything that they're doing.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that, you know, the 5 p.m. Through 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., the public can walk into that bar area anytime on those days. But
Yes, yes.
You know,
Yeah, so
I would
that's-
suggest, I was just reading off what you sent us on your proposed hours, the 11 a.m. So
right, okay,
I agree with Melissa that, you know, you want to be able to, on your license, you want to make sure that you are, you know, capturing that early crowd, maybe a baby shower, a bridal shower that starts at 9 a.m.
yes. No, I'm happy to do that. Again, I was just going by from my memory from what, you know, the discussion was with John. I didn't know if I had to delineate between the public and the private hours as far as on the license, written on the license.
So Patrick, let me explain this. So you really, I mean, you do to a point because this license is conditional on you functioning to the public as well. And we haven't had to do that with any other business in Gloucester because every other business has used their license to their capacity. And as you can tell, we're trying to get you to do the same.
Right.
So your license will have a variety of hours. You can have the full extent from 8 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. every day. But know that we're not just putting those hours on that they may be used. We expect them to be used by the public as well as functions. That's what's different from your business than the rest of the city of Gloucester, because the other businesses in Gloucester, we don't have to tell them that. They do that anyway, because all other function halls in Gloucester are operating as a restaurant, and the tavern is the only one that's not.
Okay.
So we just want to be clear from the licensing board's perspective that you are open to the public as well as doing functions. And from what we're hearing tonight, you're starting with Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which is great. Those are good times. It's a good start to see how it goes, and you can potentially expand from there.
Okay.
So your license might just say from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., but know there are conditions by the licensing board that the public will have access to the use of that license as you're telling us how you're running your restaurant bar part.
Okay. Well, again, I mean, I want to be able to use the functions,
Yep.
you know, to the fullest extent possible. And I want to, you know, I want to be conscious of our tenants in the building that are here
Yep.
Monday through Saturday, but Monday through Friday, they're here from 8 to 5.
Mhm.
So, and we do have functions, so I'm trying to balance all
Right.
three items, which
Yep.
I'm not sure the other places have, you know, the three, you know, considerations like I do.
Right. I understand.
Yeah, so think of it like Seaport Grill, you know, they have a function in a restaurant, the Beauport Hotel function restaurant. You know, that's kind of the concept, you know, so their restaurant has different hours than their function hall, but their license captures those time periods.
I mean, you heard up the street from you at Castle Manor. I mean, they're doing small weddings all the time in there. You
Right.
know, people look for smaller areas, even though the tavern's not small. It's beautiful, it's big, but, and there's so many people waiting to get married right now. I wouldn't want to see you lose an opportunity. But at the same time, there's an expectation from this licensing board now going forward, regardless of what's happened in the past, that the public, that you are going to function as a restaurant to some capacity, with the respect to the businesses in your building, of course.
Right.
But that the public has access to this license as well, and it's going to no longer be called a pocket license, which it currently is,
I mean,
you know?
yeah.
So I see you trying, and your efforts are much appreciated, and we're looking forward to seeing how this plays out.
Right. Well, again, you know, my main goal is I don't want to have this conversation next year. I want it to be as
Yes.
simple as everybody else goes through. And, you know, I'm trying to balance, you know, everything, you know, and,
Mhm.
you know, that's the difficulty that I'm running into, you know, with
I
the
understand.
tenants and everything.
Yep, I completely understand. I mean, office have their rights to their quiet enjoyment of their office. I completely understand that.
Yep.
But so tell me something, what the types of businesses that are in there, are they working until after 5? Are they,
Some of them, you know, some of them are going to 9 at night. Some of them, you know, there's one guy that's here, you know, he's sometimes here till after midnight, you know. So, I mean, we have everything from attorneys in the building to a sculptor. We have a couple of therapists in the building that, you know, kind of enjoy the quiet, accountants, and financial advisors. So we have a little spectrum of everything. And, you know, obviously I'm mostly sensitive to the therapist in the building, you know, and the counselors.
right? No, well, I think you're up to a great start, starting at 5 PM. So I can't thank you enough for coming in and reporting that tonight, right on time, like we asked, so that's much appreciated. And we'll probably check in with you around June or July. Know that also it is COVID. We understand nothing is normal right now. And your efforts are appreciated, and there's not a lot of expectation that it's gonna be normal in July. But hopefully with the vaccine coming and more people being out, I have to believe that Gloucester is gonna be flooded with tourists, and I really don't think there's enough restaurants and bars in Gloucester
Oh, I
to
agree.
accommodate all the tourists that come. So I'd like to see you capture that opportunity.
Absolutely.
Success if you can.
Especially for the Fiesta, because you know we're prime location for that.
Yeah, exactly. And a beautiful, beautiful best view dining room in there. I mean, the best spot in Gloucester.
Yeah.
One of them anyway.
Yes. No, I love my job. I look out every day and see the greasy pole, you know?
Yep. Okay, John, do you have any more to talk to Patrick about at this time?
No, but Patrick, thanks for pulling this together and getting in front of us. I appreciate it.
I appreciate
hope
your
the best.
patience. You know, I know that there's a history that I have to accept. I'm not part of the history in that way, but, you know, I understand that that's part of, you know, the growing that we have to go through right now.
Yes. All right, so we'll probably check in with you. Allison can reach out to you probably in July or so, unless we see you sooner, because we stop in for a drink or some pub food at 5 or
hope
6
so.
o'clock on a Saturday.
I hope so.
All right. Good luck,
Thank you
Patrick.
so much.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Next order of business is letter of
Resignation.
Allison, are you talking to us? You're on mute. I love saying that because it's usually me.
So we didn't vote on it, you didn't vote on a time for the
Hours of
license.
operation.
It's TBD. So does that need to be voted upon, or
We
you
can do
wanna-
that. We can do that now. I mean, we
Okay.
discussed it with him. He wanted the full capacity. He said from 11, no, because we talked about
8.
earlier, 8, yeah,
8 a.m. to 12.
12:30.
Monday
Yeah.
through Sunday, 8 to
So I'll
12.
make a motion that we approve the operating hours for Tavern on the Harbor to be Monday through Sunday from 8 a.m. to 12:30 a.m.
Second.
Open to the public as well as functions. If you can write that on the license.
I'm sorry if I'm being
That's okay. No,
ridiculous
I
right now,
Yeah.
but Sunday should be 10 to 12:30.
He can, yeah, for the liquor, yeah.
So I should put 10 to 12:30 there.
10
Okay.
to 12:30. Definitely good call.
Okay.
But is there space on the license to put open to the public as well as functions?
Absolutely.
That shows as an expectation.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, roll call vote?
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince.
Yes. Good to hear from them. Next order of business is letter of resignation from Chris Rhonda. Chris is no longer with us. We received his resignation effective February 24th because Chris has a wonderful position with the city of Gloucester, and we wish him much congratulations. I just wanted to put this on the agenda. Chris was hoping to maybe come to this meeting tonight, but I think he's at city council because that's one of his responsibilities. But I just wanted to put it on the agenda to acknowledge. We probably should have said this first so that other people could have heard it, but I can say I truly enjoyed working with Chris. You know, we serve as volunteers to a board, and there is a lot of work to do, and we know how awesome it is when we have a great team, and Chris was part of us being a great team. I mean, he's so kind, he's so willing to help businesses. He's an extraordinary person, and I truly enjoyed working with him, and I'm going to miss him, but I'm also extremely happy that he has this opportunity and a career with the city, which I know he's going to be extremely successful in because he's such a great people person.
Yeah, he is.
So we can say hi to Chris because I bet he's going to come back and watch us because I told him to talk about it. So hi, Chris. We wish you were here. We miss you already.
Best of luck to him. He's an asset to the city.
Yeah,
He is.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep. So I don't know who his replacement's going to be, but hopefully we'll hear soon. But from now, John, it's just me and you. So the tough
Right.
part is if you vote yes or I vote no or the opposite, what do we do?
Let's table it, right? So we get the
It
third.
doesn't pass, so we need the third because there's no tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So if one
That's
of-
not likely to happen, though. We're pretty open.
Yeah. But if one of us votes no, then the vote doesn't pass. So you can't move forward with the action.
Right.
Yep.
We can always
I'll have,
move it.
I'll have to give you the evil eye. We do our votes.
That's scary.
What are you gonna say, John? But yeah, no, we wish Chris lots of luck. And Sergeant Connors, again, thank you for all your time and effort. It's so awesome to have you here. And I can't say that enough because I just feel like it completes us, that the police
Appreciate it.
department are involved in this conversation.
Yeah, the partnership's really good.
Mhm.
Absolutely appreciate that.
And Allison pulling everything together all the time.
Yep.
Did great. I mean, I didn't even have the packet to look at tonight because my computer broke and I remember doing, you had all the information there. It was good.
Good, thank you.
So we still have approval of minutes for 10/13/2020, 1/12/2021, and 2/9/2021. And I move to approve those minutes. I read them. I didn't see any issues. God knows if there's anything not in there, I don't remember at this point. But they seem pretty accurate and reflect the record that we discussed. So roll call vote?
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince.
Yes. New business. Is there any new business to go before the committee? John, is there anything you want to discuss? It seems like the next couple of meetings are going to be filled with renewals.
Yeah. Do we have more than just one on the agenda? The 30th is the next one?
The 30th is the next meeting, yes.
Okay.
And the deadline for that meeting is, I think, the 23rd. So there's still time for people to get applications in, and I hope they do.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But no, I have nothing new.
The only thing I should probably put out there right now is for the May meeting, I am away that week on vacation. So at one of our meetings coming up, we can discuss an alternative meeting because, John, you can't meet by yourself.
I just approve everything.
You're not a quorum. So that's the only thing. We'll just have to change the May meeting date
Yeah.
to
that shouldn't be
anything
a problem.
but that week. But I'm hoping to get all the renewals done at the end of May and the beginning of, the end of March and the beginning of April.
Right.
But we'll see how that plays out. Allison, do you know off the top of your head how many we have? We only did like 5 or 6 today.
Yeah, we didn't do a lot.
Yeah,
No.
there's, I tried to make a mental note of this. There's probably another 10 that need to come in.
Oh, that's not too bad.
There's not that many. There's a total of 24 or 21.
So we probably have like 15 to do still.
How many did we have tonight? We only had. I didn't feel, maybe my numbers are off.
That's okay.
I'd
maybe
say
mine have-
about, I'd say about 10, 12.
We did
Okay,
7.
12, right in the middle.
We did 7 tonight.
Okay.
7. All right, so yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
You can get through.
All righty. Is there anything else?
No.
Okay. It's a great night. Thank you all.
Well,
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Mr. Lamron,
Yes.
Ms. Prince, I usually wait for you to
Yes.
say it.
Yes. Thank you all. Thank you, Sean. Good night.
Hey, everyone have a great night. We'll see you.
Thank you,
Take
Tom.
care.
Sean,
Thank
just so you know, March 30th is our next, we're having a special meeting on that night, just because it's
Okay.
renewal season, if you want to join us.
Okay, Allison's great. She always sends me this stuff, so thank you.
Thank you all.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
Welcome.
Bye.
All right. Good night. Have a good
Good
night.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Allison.
Bye.